The 1970s, a decade that many say killed the muscle car. But what if I told you that's not entirely true? Before emissions regulations and the oil crisis changed everything, the early 70s gave us some of the most brutally fast quarter-mile monsters ever built. These weren't just fast cars, they were legends that could obliterate the drag strip in under 14 seconds when most family sedans struggled to break 18. Today, we're counting down the 10 fastest 1970s muscle cars over the quarter mile based on documented factory performance tests. These are the machines that proved American muscle wasn't going down without a fight. Let's get started. 10. 1970 Oldsmobile 442 W30. Kicking off our list at number 10, we have the 1970 Oldsmobile 442 W30. This car ran the quarter mile in 13.9 seconds at 100 miles per hour, making it one of the quickest Oldsmobiles ever produced. Under the hood sat a 455 cubic inch V8 engine, officially rated at 370 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque. But here's the thing. Most experts believe these numbers were underrated to help with insurance costs. The W30 package added a hotter camshaft, aluminum intake manifold, and forced air induction system. The 442 name itself came from its original formula: 4-barrel carburetor, 4-speed transmission, and dual exhausts. By 1970, it had evolved into Oldsmobile's premier performance machine. What made this car special was its combination of straight-line speed and surprising handling capability. The W30 package also included a fiberglass hood with functional scoops, heavy-duty suspension, and distinctive red plastic fender liners. This wasn't just a drag strip warrior. It was a complete muscle car package that could handle winding roads, too. 9. 1970 Buick GSX Stage 1. At number 9, we have Buick's ultimate sleeper, the 1970 Buick GSX Stage 1. This gentleman's muscle car blasted through the quarter mile in 13.38 seconds at 105 miles per hour, shocking everyone who underestimated the Buick brand. The GSX came with a massive 455 cubic inch V8 producing 360 horsepower, but the real story was the torque, an incredible 510 pound-feet. This gave the GSX the highest torque rating of any production muscle car in 1970. Only 678 GSX models were built in 1970, making it extremely rare. The car came in two distinctive colors, Apollo White or Saturn Yellow, both with bold graphics and a functional ram air hood scoop. Here's what many people don't know. The Stage 1 package wasn't just about the engine. It included a revised camshaft, better cylinder heads, and a modified distributor that allowed the 455 to breathe better than any other Buick engine. The result was a luxury muscle car that could outrun most of its competition while offering a comfortable, refined interior. Motor Trend called it one of the fastest cars they'd ever tested, and that reputation still holds up today. 8. 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda. Coming in at number 8 is the legendary 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda. With a quarter-mile time of 13.7 seconds at 104 miles per hour, this was one of the last true Hemi-powered beasts before the muscle car era faded. The Hemi Cuda featured the iconic 426 cubic inch Hemi V8, rated at 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. The Hemi engine got its name from its hemispherical combustion chambers, which allowed for larger valves and better airflow. 1970 was a transitional year for Plymouth. The Cuda received a new grille design and different taillights compared to the 1970 model. But the real change was happening under the surface. Compression ratios were being lowered to meet new emission standards. Only 108 Hemi Cudas were produced in 1970, making it one of the rarest muscle cars ever built. Today, these cars are worth millions at auction. What made the Hemi Cuda special wasn't just straight-line speed. It was the raw mechanical sound of that engine, the aggressive styling with its distinctive front end, and the knowledge that you were driving one of the most powerful production engines ever created. This was American muscle in its purest, most unapologetic form. At number 7, we have what many considered the king of muscle cars, the 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454 LS6. This beast conquered the quarter mile in 13.44 seconds at 108 miles per hour, and some magazine tests showed even faster times. The LS6 454 cubic inch V8 was factory rated at 450 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque, making it one of the highest rated engines of the era. The LS6 featured a high-lift camshaft, 11.25:1 compression ratio, and a massive 800 CFM Holley carburetor. This wasn't just powerful, it was brutally fast. Car and Driver called it the best supercar ever made when they tested it. The Chevelle SS 454 LS6 could sprint from 0 to 60 in just 5.4 seconds, which was phenomenal for 1970. The LS6 package was only available for 1 year in the Chevelle, making it extremely collectible today. The car featured a cowl induction hood that could be opened with a dashboard switch, forcing cool air directly into the engine. Inside, you got bucket seats, a console shifter, and all the SS badges you could want. Number 6, 1970 Plymouth Roadrunner Hemi. Number 6 on our list is the 1970 Plymouth Roadrunner Hemi. Running the quarter mile in 13.5 seconds at 105 miles per hour, this was Plymouth's blue-collar Hemi car that brought legendary performance to a wider audience. Like the Cuda, it packed the 426 Hemi V8 with 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. But the Roadrunner was lighter and cheaper than the Cuda, making it a favorite among serious drag racers. The Roadrunner was based on Plymouth's intermediate B-body platform, which was lighter than the E-body used for the Cuda. This weight advantage helped it achieve slightly better acceleration times despite having the same engine. Plymouth sold the Roadrunner at a lower price point by stripping out luxury features and focusing purely on performance. You got steel wheels, basic interior trim, and that iconic beep-beep horn. What you didn't get was unnecessary weight or cost. The 1970 model featured an aggressive new front-end design with 4 headlights and a prominent grille. Number 5, 1970 Dodge Challenger RT Hemi. At number 5, we have Dodge's answer to the Mustang and Camaro, the 1970 Dodge Challenger RT Hemi. This E-body muscle car ran the quarter mile in 13.73 seconds at 104 miles per hour. Under the hood sat that same legendary 426 Hemi V8, putting out 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. But the Challenger offered something unique. It was available in the widest range of configurations of any muscle car, from straight-six economy models to full Hemi power. The 1970 Challenger was the first year of production for this model, and it immediately made an impact. The design featured a long hood, short deck proportions, and distinctive split grille with hidden headlights on RT models. Only 287 Hemi Challengers were built in 1970, making them incredibly rare today. The Challenger RT Hemi came with heavy-duty suspension, front and rear sway bars, and powerful brakes to handle all that power. What set the Challenger apart was its refinement. It was slightly larger and more comfortable than its competitors, with better sound insulation and a higher quality interior. Number 4, 1970 Ford Torino Cobra 429 Super Cobra Jet. Number 4 on our list is Ford's heavyweight contender, the 1970 Ford Torino Cobra 429 Super Cobra Jet. This intermediate muscle car demolished the quarter mile in 13.63 seconds at 106 miles per hour. The 429 cubic inch Super Cobra Jet V8 was officially rated at 370 horsepower, but that was a massive understatement. Real output was estimated closer to 450 horsepower. This engine featured different cylinder heads than the regular 429, a hotter cam, and a drag pack option with an oil cooler and mechanical lifters. The Torino Cobra was Ford's purpose-built drag racer. It featured a blacked-out hood with a functional shaker scoop, competition suspension, and aggressive styling that meant business. Ford homologated the 429 engine for NASCAR racing, which is why these engines were built so tough. The Super Cobra Jet version was specifically designed for serious performance enthusiasts. The Torino Cobra rode on a longer wheelbase than the Mustang, which actually helped with traction and straight-line stability. Number 3. 1970 Chevrolet Corvette LS7 454. The bronze medal goes to the 1970 Chevrolet Corvette LS7 454. Wait, you might be thinking, I've never heard of an LS7 Corvette from 1970. That's because this engine was so powerful, it was never officially sold to the public, but it was built and tested, running the quarter mile in 13.3 seconds at 110 miles per hour. The LS7 was a race-spec version of the 454 Big Block, producing an incredible 465 horsepower and 610 pound-feet of torque. It featured aluminum cylinder heads, a wild camshaft, and solid lifters that made it sound absolutely ferocious. General Motors planned to offer the LS7 as a regular production option, but canceled it at the last minute due to insurance and emissions concerns. Number 2. 1971 Plymouth GTX 440 Plus 6. Coming in at number 2 is the 1971 Plymouth GTX 440 Plus 6. This underrated muscle car scorched the quarter mile in 13.5 seconds at 107 miles per hour, proving you didn't need a Hemi to be seriously fast. The 440 Plus 6 engine was a 440 cubic inch V8 with 3 two-barrel carburetors, producing 385 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. Those 3 carbs were controlled by progressive linkage. The center carb operated all the time, while the outboard carbs only kicked in under heavy throttle. The GTX was Plymouth's gentleman's muscle car, positioned above the Roadrunner with more standard luxury features. But with the 440 Plus option, it became a serious performance machine that could run with anything on the street. The triple carburetor setup gave the engine instant throttle response and a unique sound that set it apart from single 4-barrel cars. The 1971 GTX featured revised styling with a new grille and hood design. Number 1. 1970 Dodge Coronet RT Hemi. This mid-size muscle car absolutely dominated the quarter mile with times of 13.2 seconds at 107 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest production cars of the entire decade. Under the hood was that legendary 426 Hemi V8, pushing out 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. But what made the Coronet RT Hemi special was its lighter B-body platform compared to the larger C-body cars, giving it a superior power-to-weight ratio. The Coronet was Dodge's intermediate model, sitting between the compact Dart and the full-size Polara. The RT package transformed it into a serious street and strip performer with heavy-duty suspension, performance axle ratios, and distinctive styling cues. Only 13 Hemi-powered Coronet RT models were built in 1970, making it one of the rarest muscle cars ever produced. This extreme rarity was due to the high cost of the Hemi option and buyers gravitating toward the flashier Charger and Challenger models.